get some reps on some of the harder parts. Hey, Chopin enthusiasts. You can probably convince me to do some Chopin. We are practicing, hey 7C, we are practicing, again, Hungarian Rhapsody number 1. I want to, at some point, do a recital. This is probably my main piece, and then some other stuff. There we go. There we go. As long as it's semi-appropriate, sure. If you want to do a joke. Oh boy. I'm gonna just play piano. Indian song, try. Yeah. I mean, just fire away. I'm happy to play it. Oh, thanks. Rush Hour? Yeah, I mean, Yusuf, I see. Mufasa, bro, can you play Peaky Blinders? I'm sure we can. Do you mean Rush Hour? I'm trying to think. Winter Wind. Yeah, we can start going through some of these. I probably need to be at least at some point more concentrated on what I'm actually trying to practice, but we'll go through some of these. All right. Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders theme. Let's do it. This is not very well written, this song, so we're gonna just try this a little bit more. Sigma song, try? Yes, I'm pretty sure I know which one. Sweet, sub away. All right, thank you. Thank you. All right, let's try this again. This is not very well written, which makes it much harder to read. Play it as the blues. It's pretty easy. Let's see. Yes. No, she's awesome. Do you have Skibbity Ohio Riz? I don't know. Do I? Sigma Boy, whatever. Do I have set times that I post? On the live streaming, I'm not going to lie. Probably literally all through... Stop, please. All through the next spring. It'll probably be fairly random. Yes, it is an old piano. This is over 100-year-old piano. Winter Wind. I'll probably pull up Winter Wind. Let's boogie woogie rock and roll. Oh yeah. Leave Peaky Blinders. Emotional song. Try it. Yeah, we can do that. Running up that hill. Yeah, all through the spring. It's probably going to be more random, but I'm going to try to do a little more. 7 years older. Rush Hour. Yes, I am a classical musician. What time zone do I live in? I live in Central Time. All right. Rush Hour song. Rush Hour main theme. Okay. I need my hand, though, to play the piano. Come on. What are you doing? That's hard to do. And then we go. Yeah, that was her older sister. All right, honey. Honey, you can hang out and chill. But otherwise, if you want to go play, go play.
You know what? On there it says,
oh, thank you.
She's so cute.
Yes, of course, because you are so cute. You're also able to read way better than you say you do.
No, I said that.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we can do some Bohemian Rhapsody. What's my favorite classical piece? That's one of those impossible questions. Let's do a little Chopin, and then maybe we'll go back to some pop stuff. Yes, we can do Fly Me to the Moon. Let's see. Let's do a little bit of a different vibe for Chopin. I haven't done mazurkas as much. Oh boy, we're back to Rushy. I'm never gonna escape Rushy in my entire life. All right. This to me is like infinitely cooler than Rushy. Don't worry, we may do a little Rushy at some point, but I'm not gonna completely say no. You want a mazurka? I mean, we can do a mazurka. Maybe we won't. Well, let's see. Is it in the bench? If it's in the bench. No, waltzes are in the bench. I'm trying to see where the mazurkas are. The mazurkas are right here. We got the polonaises. We'll do the polonaises. Let's start there. Oh, yeah. It's been a while since I played this one. Oh, yeah. This part's fun. Wow, this is really distracting the children all around me. It's okay. All right. Do not spam the chat. Do not spam the chat. I have music inside the bench. Yes, I have all sorts of music. Which of Chopin's ballades is your favorite? I honestly have never been a big ballade person. I love the mazurkas. I love the nocturnes. I love the polonaises. I love the waltzes. I have never been a big ballade person. Let's see. We can do a little bit of... oh, thank you. Been playing for all I was doing was watching, and I saw your lovely music. Oh, thank you so much. Consolation number 3. We can do consolation number 3. Sure. Let's do a little bit of Bohemian Rhapsody. We'll try this again. I didn't have a really nice copy the first time I was doing this and kind of messed it up, in my honest opinion. I want to give a better crack at it today. That was a couple days ago. Let's see if we can get a little better looking one. Oh, this is not terrible. to sing along. So we need to do this with the lyrics. Oh, and then let's make Rushy a little more interesting. little bit that you wanted a little bit of Fly Me to the Moon? All right, let's get caught up on chat. 2 seconds. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry about this. All right. You can play Handel's Passacaglia. Yes. Yes. I have a lot of kids. I will totally say that. Adds character to music. I honestly can't get enough of the kid. Yeah. They're fun kids. They're totally fun. Nocturne in E minor. I think I do. I played most of them. Whoever is from Greece, sweet. All right. Rushy, please, man. I mean, we could try to actually play Rushy, but I'm just like, whatever. Ballads are peak. Yes, they probably are. I mean, in many ways they are. But yes. How do you practice improvising walking bass lines? This is a great question, and I do want to talk about this. So let's just switch gears to maybe another common standard. Let's do Autumn Leaves. So it's just a walking, it's around the fifths. It's actually very similar to the one we just did. So how do you practice this? There's 2 different ways I'd recommend. The first is you literally just try to keep quarter notes going regardless of what the quarter notes are. Seriously, just anything. And you can do this under any jazz song, right? You can do Have Me Met Miss Jones. matter what you're playing. The goal is the rhythm. If you have the rhythm going, it will work. All you're teaching yourself there is the hand independence, just that back and forth. It's really pretty incredible. You can, I'm serious, you can do it with anything. What is it? You must take the A train, right? You must take the A train. Da, ba, da, da, da. You must take the A train. Ba, ba, da, da. Yada, ba, 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 ba. And then you would just practice improvising over top. Now, you just do it in the right key then. Yes. So now what you do is you go, okay, all right, instead I'm just gonna focus on nailing that first note of each chord change. So in this case, going back to A train, it's a C for a measure, and then a D for a measure, and then another D, and then a G, and then a C. So you must take the A train. Ba, 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 ba. Yes, that's exactly how the words go. So then what you do is you fill in the other notes and you target those specifically and you just try to hit them. You must take the A train. Now, the second part that you can actually work on is you can work on forming that melodic framework of how to walk a bass line. So you got the chord tones. Then you have transition notes, sort of notes that you're going to play either above or below the next one, a half step above or below. And then you can take that and you can then start to use different patterns and different approaches and scales to fill in the rest. So you might go. And then you might fill in a little tricks like. If it's a left-handed piano, it's totally not a left-handed piano. Maybe I have the mirroring wrong. That could totally be the case. Okay. I can play something. Yes, I can play something. We were just talking about bass lines, but yeah, we can totally do that. Do you think it's a good advance? I have been learning piano for 2 years, and I know the Pascalia song and Experience. Oh, you're talking about the Ludovico song? L'amour toujours. We can look that up. L'amour toujours. Let's grab this. L'amour toujours. L'amour toujours. We got a little bit of 1, 3, 6, 4. cool. You're a bit of a pianist. I'm a bit of a pianist. Um, uh, are you a pianist by any chance? Yes, I am totally a pianist. Yes, the baby definitely wants to play. Ode to Joy. Are you popular? I mean, it just depends. I mean, if you're talking about mainstream people, no. But if you're talking about do I play piano for a living and perform for people, yes, I've performed for hundreds of thousands of people over my career. So, yes, it happens. Ode to Joy. We could do a little bit of Ode to Joy. That's a good song. I want to answer the thing somebody was talking about Passacaglia song and experience. I don't know exactly what you mean by Passacaglia song, whether the actual Passacaglia song. Ooh, Hit the Road Jack. That's fun to do. Ode to Joy Ragtime. We could do Ode to Joy Ragtime. I'll say hi, Ian Gamble. Yeah, that's fine. I'll say hi. So 2 years. After 2 years, if you're trying to learn how to read, you should be able to read by 2 years, and you should have your scales up to 2 octaves. You should have your scales up to 2 octaves. Can you help her get a ladybug outfit? Okay, cool. All right. Okay. Yes, 2 years. You should be able to know how to read to some extent. Play scales, probably 2 octaves. You should start feeling your swag a little bit, I'd say at 2 years. But, things in weird keys should probably still be driving you a little crazy. Difficult technical things are going to drive you crazy. Again, 2 years is like the beginning of the beginning in many ways. Okay. You wanted to do Ode to Joy, which is this thing. All right, we're gonna try to make up our own sort of honky tonk ragtime Ode to Joy. So that kind of works, but we would need the rhythm to be syncopated for it to really feel right. You want to play? You're taking over. He's taking over. All right. I've been playing piano for like 6 years, but only started taking it seriously 2 to 3 years ago. In that first 4 years, I just kind of built the musical feeling. Yeah, I would actually say that's a fairly common. Yeah, I know. Seriously, this is a pianist right here. He really wants to play. Thanks, Dan Cube. Here's the thing. If you really have a strong vision of what you're trying to accomplish, you can make a ton of results really, really fast. But that's a fairly uncommon thing to happen. Most of the time, you've got people where they learn the sense of music, how to generally approach music, and then they kind of flounder for a few years. Then they decide they really like it, and then when they come back, it's all steam go. They make a ton of progress. That's probably the most common thing. So if that's you, don't worry, wherever you are in that journey, that's kind of what tends to happen. All right, you want to hit the road, Jack? We can do that. want to play? You want the baby to play while she... What do you think?
Buckley put his hand on the piano.
He's good at everything. Prelude in C, are you talking about... No, you're talking about this guy? Yeah, I used to play in a Steely Dan cover band. Let's see how much of this I remember by memory. Oh, get up. Oh man, now I'm reaching. Alright, thank you, Bon Bon. Go ahead and subscribe, follow. It really, really helps. We can do Claire de Lune. Let's do a little bit of Steely Dan. It's been a little while, so I'm gonna pull up a little chord chart on. We can do a little Deacon Blues. Why not? Just to make sure I'm kind of keeping track of where I'm at. Hello. See you later. Thank you. This is the day of the expanding man. That shape is my shade, there where I used to stand. It seemed like only yesterday I gazed through that glass at ramblers, wild gamblers, that's all in the past. You call me a fool, you say it's a crazy scheme. This one's for real, I already bought the dream. So useless to ask me why. Throw a kiss and say goodbye. I'll make it this time. I'm ready to cross that fine line and to work the saxophone. And I'll play just what I feel. Drink Scotch whiskey all night long. And die behind the wheel. Oh yeah, y'all got all of that. What's the progression? Oh, thank you. Yes, baby's very cute. Made my day. I'm a beginner and I've learned the key of C. I want to learn the piano, self-taught. What advice can you give me as a beginner? Thank you. Okay, these are the questions I'm absolutely all into. Thanks so much. Yeah, I literally played in a 15-person Steely Dan band, Steely Dan cover band in Iowa a while back. Okay, So, what advice can I give somebody who's a beginner? I'm going to walk for a pacifier here while I'm talking to see if I can extend this live stream, because once this baby actually needs help, then the live stream's over. Um, so, C major, what was the name? Well, that was a while ago. It was called the Fez. I'm sure if you look it up, it's still technically, there's names for it. So, let's talk beginner. You learn C major. You're self-taught. What should be the next steps? Okay, so here's what you need to do. That looks super pretty. Good job, girl. Okay, so basically, you're trying to move to the next step. You got a couple avenues. Probably the path of least resistance would be to try to learn songs in C major. So if you just type in a song you're interested in learning, there's the obvious ones that are beginner songs like Ode to Joy, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Mary Had a Little Lamb, but they're kind of boring. You can also just try popular songs and just try to find versions in C major. They totally exist. A ton of people make that type of stuff. That's probably the path of least resistance. I'd recommend, though, yeah, Bach's Prelude is great for beginners. This piece, Prelude in C major, fantastic piece to start out. I would personally, though, recommend 3 different ways of approaching this, and one I'm really way more passionate about than the others, but you're probably not going to like it. The first would be to go, hey, I am literally going to decide I want to learn a song, and I'm going to look up a YouTube tutorial. I'm going to learn that song. Then I'm going to learn another song and look up a YouTube tutorial. Then I'm going to start learning scales along the way. I learn a song and it's in D major, and it was hard to learn it in D major, so I'm going to learn the scale of D major. This is the self-taught route. You bang your head against the wall. Maybe you do some ear training as you go. Maybe you try to learn a little bit of reading music. You're going to go far that way, but I'm telling you, you're just going to be banging your head into the wall the whole time because the information is going to be spotty. One person's going to be fantastic. The next person's going to be crap to learn from. It's going to be all over the place. Option number 2 would be to stay self-taught with a book or a resource of that nature. So Faber is my personal favorite because it's got kind of different balancing acts of what things they focus on, different things. There's an adult version if you want something that's a little more catered to someone older and learning on their own. Advantages of that is the book is going to keep you honest and kind of keep you down one path. The disadvantage is you don't have someone necessarily there to guide you through everything, although that disadvantage is heavily fixed by the fact that YouTube exists now. So if you're in a specific book or a specific method, you can look up specifically those things on YouTube. Now you kind of have the best of both worlds. You have that guidance, but you're still kind of learning on your own with that. The third possibility, though, would be to find a teacher. And I know you said you're self-taught, but I'm telling you, there is no substitute for an actual good teacher. And here's the reason why. You don't know what you don't know. And a lot of learning music is having someone point out something that you have not thought about that you needed pointed out to you. So for example, something I really needed to point out is I used to play a ton with my shoulders. I used to try to play these notes with the shoulders. And it really caused a lot of problems with actually playing things fast and quiet. And then finally I had a teacher point out, being like, hey, you use your shoulders a lot. You need to stop that. Do you know what actually plays the piano? This sucker. That's what plays the piano. So when you play, look at that. That's all you need. You don't need, that's all you need. So, yes, Chopin enthusiast makes a good point. You can overestimate your ability. You can underestimate your ability. A good teacher will be able to find where you're actually at. So you may be sandbagging yourself and you're actually way ahead of where you are, and you could make tons of progress if you've got that. The other thing is you could be overestimating and constantly frustrating yourself by trying to play things that are too hard for you. chords are incredible to learn right along with the scale. I'm gonna actually show you. This is good for everybody. We're gonna do a little thing and then maybe we'll go play Clair de Lune because I remember somebody asked that. So let's say you're learning C major. Hey, Caps Lock, I am doing well. The next thing I want you to do after you play C major is you're gonna play all the chords to C major. How do you do that? Well, you just put your thumb down on C and you skip. There's your C chord. There's your D chord, D minor chord. There's your E minor chord. There's your F chord. There's your G chord. There's your A minor chord. There's your B diminished chord, then back to C. These are called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, the next step would be to do them in both hands. And then the next step would be to have one hand play the chords, pick some numbers, and then mess around with the scale in the other hand. So you guys, here, why don't you guys throw out some numbers? What numbers do we want? Just any number between 1 and 7. It's all we need. Yeah, technique is as important as playing the right notes. Okay, 5. First number is going to be 5. That's great. We need 3 more numbers. Okay, 2. We'll take one from Chopin Enthusiast. 5, 2, 3. Now we need one more number. Uh, 5, 2, 3, 7. All right. Okay, one little adaptation of 7. 7's a really ugly chord, so we actually change it to 6. Hold on 2 seconds. I gotta help a toddler. So I'm gonna talk while I'm off camera here. So we changed 7 to actually 6 because 7 actually to 5 inverted because 7 is a really ugly chord because it's a diminished chord. I do want to go back and talk a little bit about this idea of technique being as important as the right notes. I agree and I disagree. If you're trying to be the best pianist you possibly can be, then you really need your eye and your prize always on technique. Always, always, always. It will hold you back. You need to work on technique. But I got news for you. You may be surprised to know not everybody's goal is to be the best pianist that they've ever been. A lot of people's goal is just to sort of kind of play the piano. And if your goal is just to sort of kind of play the piano, don't waste your time playing scales over and over again. I know this is probably blasphemy coming from a piano teacher, but it's just true. Okay, back to the numbers. 5, 2, 3, 7. While playing during a live performance, we are going to talk about that in 2 seconds because I've done a ton of that for church. All right, here we go. 5. Oh, I keep playing 3 first. 5, 2, 3, 7. So that kind of encapsulates this great exercise to learn both the scales and the chords at the same time. So just to run that back, you play the scale, you make it into chords, and then you pick numbers, 5, 2, 3, 7 in this case, and then you improvise over the top of those. Okay, what's your favorite piece? That's an easy one to answer. I do not have a favorite piece. I really don't. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible to pick a favorite piece. There's too much good music. I know that's a cop-out answer, but it's true. Can you please advise me how to loop different chords while playing during a live performance like in the background? Okay, so This happens all the time in church, but I've done it at backgrounds and weddings. I do it sometimes when we're trying to pad time with the Eric Clapton tribute that I play in. So you're sitting there, and it's kind of style dependent, but we're gonna just act like it's church because that's when it happens the most. So we just finished playing, you know. So now we're just playing behind somebody. Now, okay, this is where you have to understand how music moves. 1 to 4, nothing's happening. We keep it real chill. 1 to 4. Any version of a padding chord progression where no actual progression is happening, we're not moving anywhere because we're not doing a dominant, it's going to just feel like this back and forth. 1 to 2 works too. 1, 2, 3, 4 works. Six, 4 works. This one's a little more melancholy, so you want to be careful. They're talking about the potluck. You probably don't want to be doing 6 to 4. That everyone will think it's going to rain. But they're talking about suffering in Ukraine. Probably a good time to do 6 to 4. And then you notice that a transition's happening. So then you go to the 5, and then you resolve it. Oddly enough, if you take almost every Pink Floyd piece, they have a part like this. Pink Floyd is a really good artist to study with this. Now, that is a really like, I'm behind somebody talking. Now, there's variations of this that are like, I'm providing atmosphere in a chill setting. So providing atmosphere in a chill setting, you're free a little bit more, and you probably should use some song to guide you. So for example, maybe you take like a song like what is it? When your legs don't work like they used to before. That one. Are you talking about like between key signatures or just between the keys? So you take a chord, we'll get to that in a second. Play many Bollywood songs. The problem is that the feel and genres are very different. The chords are not fixed, while in Western songs there's a fixed chord. Okay. Ah, interesting. Okay. First of all, caps lock. That is literally something I am not super familiar with. I have probably played like 2 or 3 Indian songs in my life between taking requests and some of my students asking to learn them. But this is what I will say. If the chords are not that fixed, you just have to do the right vibe. So like, let's imagine I was playing some jazz and I'm doing the right vibe. Well, what I may do is I may just do 2-5-1s forever, right? So you pick the vibe and you cop the song. So here's the best way to put it. This will be universal. Like, I know this is probably arrogant and hubris to say, but there's certain things about music that are fundamentally true. And one of them is if you cop the songs, meaning if you base what you're doing off the songs in the tradition you're doing it in, you're going to be 95% of the way there. So I would say you need a background of 10 or 15 Bollywood songs that you know like the back of your hand. And what you do is you start with them as your template. And then you use those without the melody, right? You're just playing the chords and the vibe, right? Maybe there's a couple like what we call tenor lines in jazz and funk music where it's not the melody, but the secondary melody, like what the guitar plays or what a wind instrument plays. You play a couple of those melodies and you play a couple other things and you sort of use that as your basis for then vibing out there. Okay. Yeah, we could do some beautiful things. Let's talk about this question from Chopin Enthusiast. Then we'll do beautiful things. What's my favorite color? It's been blue for a while. I don't know anymore. I don't know. As you get older, you start to question everything, even your favorite color. At least that happens with me. Okay, key signatures. This, to me, is a goated exercise, and that is... So all you're doing is you're playing every single secondary dominant. Thanks. I hope that's helpful. I don't feel like I was as helpful as I could be because, again, I'm not a Bollywood expert. But that has kind of, I feel like, maybe the right nugget to start chasing. Okay, so you can do this both ways. You can play secondary dominants going up. So you'd go 1, 5, 7 of 2, 5, 7 of 3. You can even do the 5, 7 of 4 here. 5, 7 of 5, 5, 7 of 6, 5, 7 of 7, 5, 7 of 1. Then you can do it backwards, right? 5, 7 of, 5, 7 of, oh yeah, sorry. That's not what I want to do. I want to do this as a 7th leading tone. So I'm basically trying to get used to always identifying the 7th chords. Just pop into where these 7th chords are. Because if I can know where the 7th chord is, or the 5, 7, I should say, then I can use that to always base where I go to the next thing. Oh, I may have to break up a fight. We will see. There's some derision and conflict downstairs, but anyway, we'll see what happens. I wonder if I can find a quick little template for beautiful things, because I know ish well that song, but I don't know it super duper well. People are so good at coming up with beautiful sheet music that I can...
I'll get it back, Emmy. That was not nice.
Yeah, what's going on?
Emerson had that drawing thing she got for Christmas.
Uh-huh.
And Cora said, I had it first, and she just ripped it out of Emerson's hands. And Emerson is very sad now.
Play interlude like improvisation. Okay.
I
right.
don't know what to do.
All right, I'll be down there in just a second.
I can't rip it right back out of
you're right.
Cora's
Don't
hands.
rip anything out of anybody's hands. You can start there. See, we're learning all about conflict resolving too. Okay. Let me answer this real quick, and then we'll do beautiful things, and then maybe one more thing, but maybe just beautiful things and then out. We'll see, because I do need to resolve some conflicts. Okay, let me tell you and give you a hint about improvisation based on some true stories from Miles Davis. When Miles Davis, oh, hey, happy birthday. Drop the baby. I'm not going to drop the baby, but I can play some Beethoven. Maybe we'll end with some Beethoven. We've already done some Chopin. Okay. If you struggle with improv, there's nothing wrong with doing something improv-like. So what you can do is you can just pick a thing that you already know the melody well by and start by sort of messing around with the song, messing around with the melody a little bit, and then going from there. that would be a great place to start. So you just played a song, you're trying to do an interlude, you just keep playing the song, and you just, again, futz with the notes of the melody just a tiny, tiny bit. Okay, let's do Beautiful Things, then I want to answer the Chopin enthusiast question, then we'll do some Beethoven and get out of here. All right, here we go. Oh, man. Add. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is hilarious. So on script, every page, they give me an ad again. Say, I want you, I need you, girl. Okay, beautiful. We'll do probably the thing that everybody knows of Beethoven, because might as well. All right, before we do that, let's answer this question. Here's what I would say. Depends on your seriousness level of piano. If you are trying to play classical, you need to, oh, thank you. You need to work on your left hand just as much as your right. There's no excuse. If you are really serious about piano, it's okay. If you're really serious about piano, you really need to focus on your left hand. Like, I'm dead serious. You will benefit so much from it. I actually say, if you're struggling with a piece, check your left hand first, even if it's the easier part. My guess is that's actually where the problem is. If you are less serious and maybe you really just want to be good at pop, then again, it kind of goes to what I was saying earlier about, not everyone needs to be super sold out on piano and like spend all their time on piano. Hey, Faisal, piano. Not everyone needs piano to be their identity. It's just nobody, we don't all need to be super amazing pianists. But if your goal is to be a super amazing pianist, you're gonna regret not spending time on your left hand. So no, I would say you really need to spend time on that. This needs no introduction. Are we all done? We'll try this. We'll try a different setup. Sad bud. All right, that's the end because the baby comes first. So, I probably will attempt to try to get some streaming done tomorrow. We will see because I've got all sorts of other stuff going on the rest of this week. But I'm going to try to stay consistent. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe, support the channel. The goal is I'm trying to jumpstart this sucker. We've been kind of around the monetization line, but not crossing it. And I think we can totally do it. What Dino Nuggets taste better? The answer is all the Dino Nuggets taste better. Yes. Dino Nuggets are good. All right. Peace. See you later.